showdown looms next. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, the Astros are back home for the first of 6 at home, 3 with the Oakland A's starting tonight. Good evening, everybody. Beautiful, warm night here at Minute Maid Park for Bill Brown, Alan Ashby, and Julia Morales to see the first of 19 games this season between the Astros and the Oakland A's. Ash?
Oakland A's have been a thorn in the side for the Astros. The Astros got a little back with them last year, but the Oakland A's, they can look different every year and yet play the same.
Well, the Astros had a successful series in Texas, winning 2 of 3 with a thriller yesterday.
It was a thriller, a game that Dallas Keuchel looked like he was going to breeze to victory with. He was sailing along very quick pace, and then suddenly the Rangers got back in the ball game. But Yellowwood and the Astros have been bringing the lumber, and they brought some lumber yesterday with 3 home runs. Luis Valbuena had one of those right down the right field side. First on the year for Valbuena, a third baseman that the Astros are counting for some pop from. And then Jake Marisnick, the big guy in center field with the speed and the glove, playing a little offense as well. And he might do a lot of this year. He's a big guy with power, and it showed up yesterday, and it was very good to see for Jake Marisnick. And then the big game winner in the 14th inning, Hank Conger, launched one to right field just when it looked like runs were going to be really tough to come by. Hank Conger turns out to be the hero in the ball game as the Astros are now 3-3 with the big win.
Coming up, Scotting. The pitching staff's big 3 continues to come up big, and Scott Feldman has been at the top of his game since late last year. How good has he been? Ash and I break down the numbers when we return. week and meeting the Oakland A's tonight. Starting pitching has really been at the forefront of what the Astros have done so far this season in achieving their 3-3 start. Scott Feldman gets the ball tonight, Ash.
Dallas Keuchel a couple of starts. So now Scott Feldman for his second outing on the year. Good in his first one. Real quality stuff from Scott, much like last year. Scott Feldman is on a nice run that began August 25th of last year against the Oakland A's. 7 games that has seen Scott put up some very good numbers that you can see. 1.76 ERA over those last 7 starts. And part of why Scott was so successful over the second half of last season, hopes to regain or go along with that form from game 1 tonight.
Coming up, numbers don't lie. George Springer saved the game for the Astros yesterday and maybe saved Tony Sipp's season in the process. Julia Morales explains why after the break.
Getting started in just a couple minutes. First game of this 3-game series, and the Astros have to be feeling pretty good after last night's win. It took 14 innings, but the Astros showed a lot of character, staying in that game, finding ways to win it. Thanks to Hank Conger there in the 14th. A lot of national attention on this 14-inning affair, though, but none of that would have happened. The game would have lasted until the 14th if it wasn't for the athletic ability of George Springer. He is our T-Mobile game changer. This game tied at 4, headed to extras. Rangers had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 10th. Tony Sipp was trying to get Leonys Martin out. You saw the catch right there. Check it out again. Springer tracking it all the way to the wall before jumping up, robbing Martin of a walk-off grand slam. Martin saying that might be the best catch he's ever seen in his career, or ever will see in his career. Couldn't believe he made that catch. Springer making some incredible catches, but of that magnitude, it was a big one. He kept 4 runs off the board. Astros are hoping to see more of that this year, and so is Tony Sipp. How about that guy? He said that after the game, if you look at it from a reliever's perspective, 4 earned runs can actually change our entire season. It would be hard to work back from that, which is so true when you're talking about relievers, guys.
Oh, it really is. And, Julia, this sounds a little radical. There have been 6 Astros games played this year. There you see the numbers with the catch for Tony Sipp, a 2.25 ERA. Without, 14.06. He would need 8 1/3 scoreless innings to get his ERA under 4 if those 4 runs had been charged to him. But it sounds radical. However, I think we've just seen the catch of the year, Ash.
Maybe so, but with this outfield, I'll tell you what, with Springer, Marisnik, and Colby Rasmus, or if it's Robbie Grossman like tonight, you've got a chance to see some very impressive catches over the course of the year. that one likely the most important.
Now let's take a look at the visiting team, the Oakland A's, coming in for the first of 19 meetings with the Astros this season. What a different club, including 3 of these players who have donned the Oakland uniform for the first time. Brett Lawrie coming from Toronto in the Donaldson trade, and Billy Butler has come from Kansas City as a free agent, signing a 3-year deal. Ben Zobrist, the former Astros farmhand, spent 9 seasons with Tampa Bay. He can play just about anywhere on the field. He's a 2-time All-Star. Those are 3 of the mainstays who have joined this lineup. And we take a look at Bob Melvin's starting lineup for the A's. Sam Fuld is the center fielder. Coco Crisp is out with an injury. Fuld leads it off with Mark Canha, a rookie, in left field. Ben Zobrist at second base. Billy Butler, the DH. Ike Davis at first base. Stephen Vogt, the catcher. Brett Lawrie at third base. Josh Reddick in right field. He just came off the disabled list yesterday. The shortstop is Marcus Semien.
On the mound for the Astros tonight, the veteran right-hander Scott Feldman, 11 years now in the big leagues. 10 games under 500 over his career, but pitching very well in an Astros uniform despite going 8-12 last year. Solid ERA and off to a great start this year. ERA at 1.35 in the one start. He was really good in that one and looks to continue that kind of effort here this evening against an Oakland A's club that has been scoring a lot of runs on given nights.
It's been a strange start for the Oakland A's. They have won 3 games, all by shutouts. And yet they've lost 2 by 1 run, and they've lost back-to-back games in extra innings. Bob Melvin watching those losses to Seattle. It's his 5th season as the Oakland manager. Only 3 players remain from before 2013. So the roster's been flipped, and they are 3-4 all against the AL West clubs to start. Sam Fuld is in the box, ready to go. First pitch for Scott Feldman is strike 1. Tim Timmons is the home plate umpire, who rings it up on a 375 hitter with no homers, 3 runs batted in, and 5 runs scored, and a good start for Sam Fuld. He has 2 doubles and 2 triples already. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ash mentioned what a nice game Feldman had, giving up just 1 run in 6 2/3 innings. Unfortunately, that was enough to lose the game to Cleveland last time out, 2-0. Curveball makes it a 2-ball, 1 strike count.
And Scott did not walk a man in that game while getting 12 ground ball outs, very much Dallas Keuchel-like.
He put things together at the end of spring training. The numbers weren't great, but at the end he was throwing the ball well. Grounded foul, and it's a 2-ball, 2 strike count, and he probably in his mind has a mandate of going about 7 innings tonight after that 14-inning game was so rough on A.J. Hinch's bullpen yesterday, Ash.
It's one of those things where you're glad that you've got the chance to go a lot of innings. You will hope you get off to a good start where you can make that happen. The team needs it this evening.
He is 5-8 lifetime against Oakland. Fuld on the ground, the shortstop Jonathan Villar drops it, reached for it and didn't pick it up, and Fuld reaches as Villar, making his first start at shortstop, draws his first error of the year.
Big problem for Villar last year. Errors mounted on him, and this is a very routine play. Ball kind of hugging the ground, but it looked like it just kind of rolled up on the thumb of the glove and up the wrist and did not work out. It's an area that has got to get a lot better for Villar for him to be kind of a regularly thought of middle infielder.
Mark Canha, a rookie, comes up next, playing left field. Altuve shades him up the middle. Feldman deals, and there's strike 1. 360 for Canha. 1 homer, 6 runs batted in for Mark, coming in the Rule 5 draft from Colorado. Canha is 26 years old, born in San Jose, California. He went to Cal Berkeley. Had a big year for AAA New Orleans in Miami's system last year. 20 homers, 82 runs batted in. Flashes that one fair over the third base bag. It kicks back towards center field. Villar will have to go out and pick it up. Here's the go-ahead for the runner to come to the plate. Villar with a throw, and it gets by the catcher Hank Conger. Came right out of the uniform with a sliding runner Fuld, who scores to make it 1-0, and Canha winds up at third.
One of those plays where Robbie Grossman is headed toward the corner down the left field side, so it leaves the infield with the responsibility of getting the baseball. That falls in the hands of Jonathan Villar. And it looked for a moment like VR might be able to prevent a run from scoring. Canha really swings a dangerous looking bat here early on, just over the bag. And as the ball kicks back, it's VR's play to make. At that point, you would think with VR's arm that he would be able to prevent the run one way or the other, prevent the sand, or be able to get the out of the plate.
It's 1-0 Oakland with Ben Zobrist taking that pitch. Strike one to Zobrist, 251 homer, 4 runs batted in. It's an RBI double for Canha. And then he winds up at third. And there's another error on VR on that throw to get him to third base. So 2 errors on 2 plays from VR so far.
It's a tough error on the throw right there. VR had 18 errors as a shortstop last year. That in 82 games.
Infield back except for the third baseman Valbuena. That's a strike. And it's 1-2. As Feldman tries to limit the damage, the Astros will concede the run on a ground ball to the right side. Zobrist was drafted in 2004 by Houston in the 6th round. He's from Eureka, Illinois. Went to Dallas Baptist. Off the plate to him, 2-2. Last year he was the Tampa Bay Rays' most valuable player, playing 5 different positions. He is a high on-base average player. 354 last year. He had 75 walks while hitting 272. He hits a line drive, and that'll make it a 2-0 start. Springer over, and he'll have a play at second. Here's the throw, and the one hop tag, not in time. A hustling double for Zobrist. His 5th double of the young season. He drives in his 5th, and that makes it 2-0 on back-to-back doubles.
Well, that was a real hustling double because George Springer can throw. And as George got to the ball, looked like he was all prepared for this play. The Oakland A's, after getting the gift to start the inning, are really going after this inning. Yeah, George was ready. Came up firing. I don't know if VR steps to the outfield side of that baseline and takes the throw. Maybe you've got a chance to reach back in and make the tag.
2-0 now, and it's Billy Butler. Butler fouls it for strike one. He's on a 7-game hitting streak in the first 7 games of the season. He sports a .407 batting average as a member of the Oakland A's after spending his entire career with Kansas City. He's driven in 2. Billy will turn 29 in 5 more days. Signed a 3-year deal as a free agent after last season. Butler puts it in the air. Springer backing. Zobrist tagging at second. Springer with the catch. Zobrist coming to third. Here's Springer airing it out. And going and standing up. He barely beat the tag from Valbuena. Why didn't he slide? But he makes it.
Yeah, that was much closer than Ben Zobrist thought was going to happen. And I don't know if he got deked by Valbuena, but I would certainly think that Mike Gallego, the third base coach, was saying get down.
Gallego not in the picture there, and he wasn't down like most third base coaches are.
Oh, you're right. And it's not like Valbuena was standing there straight up and down looking like no throw was coming his way.
I think that one's on Gallego, not Zobrist. The play was behind him. Now the infield comes in, and it's Ike Davis batting. Runner at third. 1 out, and there is strike one to Davis, a .316 hitter with no homers, 4 runs batted in. All the base runner can do in that situation is look at his third base coach and take instructions.
Yeah, I don't imagine the veteran Mike Gallego feels real good about what happened there.
Flared out a play, 0-2, and sure, no harm done, but there's a chance the player could get hurt trying to come in standing up like that.
Absolutely true. I thought that Zobrist was fortunate to be able to stay on the bag after having to lunge to the bag at the last step.
True. Meanwhile, Feldman trailing 2-0 wants to prevent this third run from scoring with 1 out, and the infield in tight. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Talk about a new look ball club. The Oakland A's, not even a semblance of who they were a year ago. Bob Melvin just keeps producing very good teams.
He's an outstanding skipper. His club losing that wild card game at Kansas City in the playoffs last year, blowing a 4-run lead in the 8th inning. That's a foul ball and out of play. The Oakland A's wound up winning 88, losing 74. They finished 10 games off the lead pace in the AL West last year, in second. But nonetheless, they put together a nice run. Melvin has managed 3 straight playoff teams. He was the manager of the year in 2012. Ground ball, and that one sneaks through into right field for an RBI single for Davis, and a 3-0 Oakland lead. Not hit well, but Davis found the hole between Altuve and Carter for the 3rd hit in the inning.
Wouldn't you love to go back in this inning and get that first out on the routine ground ball to shortstop and see what transpires at that point?
Yes, sir. Terrible way to start a game.
Just a little ground ball. I don't care if you're playing in or back. Without some sort of shift on there at second base, you're not going to make that play.
Stephen Vogt on a 5-game hitting streak now. Is the batter with the infield shifting around, playing him to pull. Vogt looks at it, and it's ball 1 to a 368 hitter. 1 homer, 5 runs batted in for Vogt. Vogt played first base in the outfield last year. He was drafted by Tampa Bay in 07, traded to Oakland at the beginning of the 13 season. Strike there to Vogt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, as brilliant a play as that was by George Springer yesterday, this game starts with a brutal type of error on the first play of the night, and the floodgates have opened with 3 runs coming across. Feldman gets it to VR, and it's on to Carter for a 1-6-3 double play. 3 runs have come home on 3 hits with 2 errors, and it's Oakland 3, Houston coming up. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The leadoff man is second sacker Jose Altuve. It's Robbie Grossman starting in left field. George Springer in right. Chris Carter's the first baseman. Evan Gattis the DH. At third, Luis Valbuena bats sixth, followed by shortstop Jonathan Villar, catcher Hank Conger, center fielder Jake Marisnick.
On the mound for the Oakland A's, local product Scott Kazmir. veteran now in the big leagues against the Astros. Lifetime 7 starts. He's 2-1 and has pitched well, a 3.32 ERA against Houston last season. A good one with the A's, 15-9, 3.55 the ERA, though he seemed to tire a bit in the second half. High school player of the year at Cy Falls back in 2002.
As he opens this game, he does so with a 3-run cushion from the top of the first and faces Jose Altuve. Altuve, a 192 hitter. That's 1 run batted in. Jose was 4 for 15 in the weekend series at Arlington, Texas. He's on a 3-game hitting streak. And it's ball 1 to him. Kazmir walked 2 in 7 innings in his win over Texas Wednesday, while fanning 10. Fastball is crisp, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jose Altuve bludgeoned left-hand pitching last year. Over 400 on the season.
Robbie Grossman's on deck. It's 2 balls and a strike to Kazmir. Been such a strange season so far for Oakland. In the first game against Texas in Oakland, they won 8-0. Sonny Gray was brilliant. A 1-hitter. Altuve fouls it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Then a 3-1 loss. Then Kazmir pitched game 3. That was a 10-0 win. Then they lost 10-0. They won 12-0. The last 2 days they've lost in 11 and 10 innings by 1 run each time. It's a real roller coaster. This is a long road trip beginning tonight for them. Altuve looks at ball 3 and he's worked the count full. They'll play 3 games here, have an off day Thursday, then move to Kansas City for 3 and 4 at Anaheim against the Angels on this long trip. After that, they go home and meet the Astros starting April 24th. Altuve up the middle. Kazmir cuts it off and throws him out. 1 down.
Nice play defensively there on the hill by Kazmir. In the outfield, Mark Hanna in left, Sam Fulton in center, and Josh Reddick just back with the club. In right field, the infield on the left side, Brett Laurie from the Jays. Marcus Semien at shortstop. They're trying to figure out if he can play there. Ben Zobrist at second, Ike Davis at first, and Stephen Vogt is behind the plate.
Robbie Grossman in the clubhouse tonight characterized this game as the Battle of Cyprus. Well, of course, he played at Cy Fair High School, and Scott Kazmir played at Cy Falls. So it's a Battle of Cyprus tonight. He grounds it foul. There's strike 1, the switch hitter. Robbie at 333 to open the season. He's had 2 hits and 6 at bats so far. George Springer on deck. Kazmir was a first-round pick of the Mets in 02 from Cy Falls. He and Clint Everts formed quite a powerful 1-2 punch for that Cy Falls team in 02. And both going very high in the draft. Kazmir has gone on to a very fine career. Last year, a 15-9 record, a 3.55 ERA for Scott with Oakland. Floats that one up there, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Kazmir's 2-1 against the Astros. His ERA against them is 3.32 for 7 career starts. Breaking pitch gets Grossman on strikes. 2 outs.
Pulling the string here, Scott Kazmir certainly comes out off speed. Change or breaking ball, tough to tell, but well spotted right there at the knees.
That might have been a change.
Yeah, right? I think so.
There's the difference, as you talked about the slowdown after the All-Star break.
They basically doubled that ERA in the second half, so can he stay strong throughout the course of the entire season?
George Springer went 2 for 15 in the Texas series. Strike 1 to George, fouling it back. 174 for the season with 1 RBI.
George Springer now in the 3 spot tonight. And I wonder if this, in moving from the 2 spot, is trying to see if the attitude can change. Instead of taking pitches, go aggressively after pitches and see how it works out. To this point, he has been quiet with the bat.
Luis Valbuena batted third to open this season in the 3 games against Cleveland. Jed Lowry was in the number 3 spot in the Texas series. Jed's getting a night off tonight. So George Springer, the third place hitter for A.J. Hinch. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That fastball just at 91 on the radar gun, but that high heater seemed to really blow by the bat of Springer.
Yeah, the measured number doesn't look like he's throwing flame, but the swings are late. Some of them anyway. Infield shifted around, playing Springer to pull. The A's have been rough on the Astros, 26-12 against Houston the last couple of years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Casimir's been quite an April pitcher. Last year 4-0 with a 2.11 ERA in April. And tight for a ball. It's a full count on Springer.
That's a little close to be taken with a couple of strikes on you. Looked like Springer gave up early on this pitch. That's the change again. And just inside. Any part of the ball touch that strike zone, you can call it. And should.
That change sure has some side-to-side movement on it, Ash.
Yeah, it does seem to. You can see that Casimir's got a grip toward the outside of that left hand.
He strikes out Springer as a 1-2-3 first, and Oakland leads it after 1, 3-0. Low fare now at southwest.com. Retro uniforms. And Kevin Costner is a guest tonight here at Minute Maid Park. Julia will be visiting with him a little bit later.
You bring in the big stars, Brownie.
Oh, well, we just happened to be here when a big star is here, didn't we? He's in the Insperity Club now, enjoying it. We understand his band is performing in the Houston area. That movie he made for the love of the game was beautiful.
His band, what is he, a rock star now?
Yeah, he's a rock star. Brett Lawrie gets it going. 3-0 Oakland as he skies one to left center field. Long run for Jake Marisnick. Marisnick will play that one off the wall. No, it kicks back the other way toward Robbie Grossman. That's a home run. That got out of here. And Lawrie, with number 1 as an Oakland A, will take the tour for a 4-0 Oakland advantage.
He's a strong fella. He's with that big assignment now to take over for Josh Donaldson at third base. And that is a tough assignment, but he's a very strong fella. And the Oakland A's appear to be having a lot of fun here early in the season.
Well, they're certainly scoring runs. They're second in the American League. 4 runs tonight get them to 47 on the young season. Josh Reddick takes a look at ball 1.
Hey, he got a fastball out over the plate. And most hitters are going to go up there looking fastball on that first pitch if they're ready to swing at all.
Reddick looks at that pitch. It's a strike to even the count at 1-1.
Brett Lawrie is a Canadian young man, and he started with the Toronto Blue Jays and a tremendous start in the big leagues, but then it kind of cratered.
That's a shot right over the Oakland dugout, hard into those seats. 1-2. Reddick was on the 15-day disabled list to open the season. Retroactive to spring training with a strained right oblique. He played in 2 games on a rehab assignment at Single A Stockton. Returned in yesterday's game to play right field and had 2 hits. He fouls that one first base side. He dropped the ball in the outfield though.
Costly, and it led to that loss for the A's. That's pretty good bold by Brett Lawrie. If he's able to play like this, some fans in Oakland might, I don't know if they'll forget Josh Donaldson. Had a very good year last year.
Boy, he sure did. In the dirt to Reddick. It's 2-2. Feldman gave up a homer to Carlos Santana in his debut here. And now Oakland going deep, but the A's had hit only 3 homers in their first 7 games. Lashed on the ground. Carter backhands, tossing underhanded to Feldman. 1 out. Hard hit grounder played well by Carter.
Carter's been pretty good at first base to start the year. Yeah, absence of John Singleton and him trying to get himself together has Carter down at first base, and you really can't complain about what he's done defensively other than one rather tough play the other night.
Marcus Semien is the batter. He's the new shortstop with Jed Lowry moving back to Houston. Semien takes over 296 with 6 runs batted in for the former Chicago White Sox infielder who was traded for Jeff Samardzija last December. Taking strike 1 and hitting 296 with 6 runs batted in already. This one's a line drive right center field. That loops in for a hit. Marisnik over to play it on a short hop and get it back into the infield. And the Oakland A's are tattooing the ball.
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Bunch of different names. Same result for the Oakland A's. Hanging, breaking ball right through the gut. And Semien seems to have a pretty good response for that pitch.
Well, in addition to being second in runs scored in the American League, the A's are second in total bases. Sam Fuld is the batter. He reached on the Jonathan Villar error to lead off the game. That's strike 1 to Fuld. There's been more of a fourth outfielder type of player down through his career, but with the injury to Coco Crisp, he's coming in for more playing time. The A's really rolled through their roster with 9 trades involving 9 different teams over the winter. 27 players were involved in all those 9 trades.
Were you not caught off guard by the Josh Donaldson deal to the Blue Jays?
Very much so. How about you?
Very much so is the perfect response. I figured he was going to be a fixture in Oakland for some time, but just when you think so, the Oakland A's will cross you up.
Oh, they will surprise you. Foul back 0-2, and the analysts go to work on salary figures. And what's been reported is that they think they're possibly saving $30 to $40 million that they would have had to pay Donaldson, who was under their control for 4 more years, and can use that in other places. Hoping that Lawrie can be his replacement. Hot shot to Carter. He steps on first, throws to the tag by Villar, and that is a 3-6 double play. It's 1 run, 2 hits, and nobody left. The Astros get their 6th double play of this season. They're second in as many innings, and now they look for a comeback. Trailing in this game 4-0 in the second. Off to a good start with a 2.59 ERA. That's fourth lowest in the American League. Blue skies above. We know that there's been a fair amount of rain in the Houston area over the weekend, and this is a glorious night here. Warmer than we thought. Well, we were used to the cooler weather up north in Arlington over the weekend. Ash?
I bailed early on batting practice time. The sun was down on the field, and I wasn't.
Chris Carter, the batter. He bounces one foul. Wide of third base. There's strike one to Carter.
Gary Pettis seems to understand his limitations. Doesn't go after that baseball.
Oakland A's have been kind of a measuring stick for the Astros the last few years, with Oakland's excellence and Houston wanting to get to that spot. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kazmir's been a big part of that. That's called a strike, and it's 1-2.
Previous pitch looked better than that one for me, but
yeah,
I guess the count is the same one way or the other.
Kazmir had some excellent seasons for Tampa Bay as well. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Mets took him in the first round in 2002. Then they traded him to Tampa Bay in 2004 for Victor Zambrano. A trade that really caved in on the Mets, because he became a consistent winner in double figures with Tampa Bay. Broken bat fly ball, and Fold is there for the catch. 1 out. Kazmir, though, ran into some problems with his arm and had to work his way back. In 2012, he pitched for the independent team here in Houston, the Sugarland Skeeters.
Is that the most direct route back to the big leagues now?
Well, it worked for him. The next year he was 10-9 for Cleveland with a 4.04 ERA. Not bad at all. And then last year 15-9.
Whatever works, I guess.
Evan Gattis is 0 for 20. Line shot over shortstop, and that is caught by the left fielder Canna on a well hit ball.
You think that doesn't hurt? You go 0 for 20. You've been striking out at a pretty tough rate, and then you hit one on the money, and it's right at the left fielder.
There's a grin. That's baseball, as they say. When you're 0 for 20, you can't find a hole.
Yeah, that grin probably doesn't reflect the feelings inside. Head down on the baseball, just beautifully done, and still no results. That's all you can do. I mean, you got to go out there and do the right thing. Sometimes the right thing doesn't provide anything for you.
Luis Valbuena hit one of the home runs yesterday. Ball 1 to Valbuena. That was his first as an Astro. At 143, he's driven in 1 run. Went 3 for 11 in the series at Texas. Davis, the first baseman, moving in, and it's a strike. 1-1. In fact, that was quite a home run advantage for the Astros over the weekend. They hit 6. The Rangers hit none. I can't remember the Rangers hitting no homers in a 3-game series in Arlington against the Astros.
And yet it was the final of those home runs that ultimately capped win number 2 in the series. It could have gone either way.
Sure could have. Well, the Astros had a 4-0 lead yesterday. Texas came back to tie it before losing 6-4 and 11. That's out to right center field and deep for Fold. Fold moving over now, and on the warning track he got to it. He didn't take a direct route, but it's 6 in a row retired by Kazmir, and an Oakland lead of 4-0.
Tonight's league leaders are presented by your local Honda dealer. MLB team ERA leaders right now. Atlanta, boy, they're just playing great baseball, as are the Tigers. Tigers finally lost their first game. Houston right behind, so that tells you how well Brent Strom's guys are doing on the hill. Washington, St. Louis following. That's a pretty good list of teams for the Astros pitching staff to find themselves amongst right now.
Sure is. 4-0 Oakland. Mark Canha had the RBI double right over the bag at third to make it 1-0. He takes in their strike one for Scott Feldman. Count runs to 1-1. Canha was a 7th round pick by Miami in 2010. Oakland got him in a trade over the winter after he was a Rule 5 pick by Colorado. So those Rule 5 rules apply to him. 1-2. We were talking over the weekend about Nate Fryman. He was taken. The fact that the Astros had picked him as a Rule 5 choice, and then he couldn't clear waivers, and Oakland got him in that fashion and was able to keep him in the organization. So they're hoping to do the same thing with Canha. Little dribbler. Oh, the catcher falls. Conger. Here's Feldman trying a late throw and not in time. Conger took a spill, and hopefully he didn't pop a groin on that one. He's staying down. He slipped coming out of the box.
And what's going through the mind of Scott Feldman right now? He had that first inning ground ball routine to shortstop, kicked, and now a little dribbler in front of the plate. It's just not happening right at this moment. That might have been a step on the bat there for Hank Conger. How do you plan for that?
Boy,
that'll mess up your program.
Yeah, the Astros challenge is to prevent putting this into one of those nights categories early here.
Yeah, you have to find a way to get things turned around, and then you look back and you laugh about what took place and you move on as a team.
It's ruled an infield hit for Canha. Zobrist the batter. Zobrist had the RBI double to right field earlier. Feldman delivers ball one. That Detroit loss, the first of the year, as Ash mentioned, was at Pittsburgh. 5-4 Pirates, even though Detroit did scare the Buccos a little bit with a 3-run ninth inning. Garrett Cole was the winner, beating Anibal Sanchez. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are Detroit Tigers populating the league leaders in many offensive departments coming into this game today.
They started the day hitting .355, Browning, as a team. Let in runs scored. Just ridiculous numbers.
Juggernaut.
And then you saw they're amongst the leaders in pitching, so combines pretty well.
So Detroit, before today, was one of 2 undefeated teams in the majors at 6-0. Kansas City the other. But Kansas City's now 7-0 after whacking Minnesota 12-3 at Target Field.
Boy, that's close. You know, the ray of hope, though, is you can look at the overall numbers of teams as you get another glimpse of this pitch. Just beautifully placed down and away. The LA Angels last year were one of the best offensive clubs in baseball. This year, they are last in the American League in hitting right now in terms of batting average.
They'll be here this weekend. Ground ball foul.
So what do you read when you've seen 1 week of Major League Baseball? Well, with the Tigers, you're probably seeing some reality, but they're not a .350 hitting club. Nobody is. With the Angels, I think, and the Astros hopefully in the same category, 195 the batting average. I think you have to say you're better than that, and you start moving in that direction.
It's a full count now on Zobrist.
Team that has me trying to figure out if they're really some version of this good is Kansas City, hitting .327. We know they've got some great arms in the bullpen. That club is playing with a lot of confidence since their World Series run last year.
Danny Duffy was the winning starting pitcher today. It's chopped slowly to Carter, but foul.
You want to hear some other intriguing numbers, and I hate to get too far into this sort of thing, but American League teams batting average. Tigers lead at 355, Kansas City 327, and these Oakland A's at 304, and then it drops all the way to 243 as the next best offensive club in batting average. Of course, we've talked about the numbers being down this year.
That's a big drop off. Yeah, there are too many factors to really explain those numbers this early in the season. Runner going again on 3-2. Ball hit in the air. Marisnik back into center field. 1 out. And Billy Butler will be next. Butler hit a fly ball to right field in the first inning. The Kansas City Royals did not really make much of an attempt, from what we were told, to retain his services when he became a free agent. Last year was an off year for him. 271, 9 homers, 66 runs batted in. Nonetheless, he's a .295 career hitter. Good power numbers for Butler, mostly a DH. That's ball 1.
He's been one of those really steady hitters through the years. And like you say, the career batting average just under that 300 mark. Some people in Kansas City maybe felt like he should have been hitting for more power in the last couple of years. He had gotten up to 29 home runs in his best year, that in 2012.
Fouled away. As you can see, he hasn't produced much at Minute Maid Park, but his career average against the Astros is .329. Last year was his career low in OPS at .702. His nickname is Country Breakfast.
I bet he can work a country meal any time of the day.
Yeah. 1 and 2.
I wonder why country breakfast.
Not sure. Didn't he open a restaurant or some kind of a food stand in the Kansas City ballpark?
I wonder if that's it.
He's from Orange Park, Florida. Diving stop by the third sacker. Valbuena with the throw across to Carter. Beautifully done. 2 outs. There's a gem.
I think his grits just got robbed from him right there. That is a great play.
You want bacon with that?
Playing well off the line as Valbuena able to get there to make that play. A good strong throw.
He's fired up. Beautiful sky out there in the distance. It's Ike Davis batting. Davis had an RBI single to right in the first inning. He was a first-round pick of the Mets as well as Kazmir, but Davis was a first-rounder in 08, 6 years after Kazmir. That's going to get into the seats. Strike to Davis. Yesterday's game, 4 hours, 24 minutes in Arlington, and the Astros arrived home. What time did you get home? About 10:30 last night?
I think I beat you a little bit. I carried my smallish suitcase onto the plane.
Oh, that's right.
And didn't have to wait for the truck. But
that's right. You're built for speed.
Oh, it was crafty veteran leadership.
You were never that speedy as a catcher.
No, I was never that speedy as anything.
Good job. Anyway, it's a short flight from Dallas.
Yeah, the short flight was the only short part of the day. It really looked like it was going to be one of those 2-hour type ball games.
Yes.
It was just sailing along. Dallas Keuchel was having his way, and then it turned.
It was on a pace. After giving up 4, Colby Lewis settled down. Rolled out to Valbuena. And he throws out Davis. No runs, 1 hit. In the middle of the third, it's 4-0 Oakland.
And the Astrodome this weekend, presented by Coca-Cola. On Friday the 17th, 10,000 fans will receive a Jimmy Wynn bobblehead. And then Saturday the 18th, Astros legends will be signing autographs, and 10,000 fans will receive a 1965 replica Astrodome. For more info or to purchase tickets, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS today. Looking forward to that, guys.
We'll get you a dome. Reading more about that tremendous crowd that came out to the Astrodome on Thursday as we were on our way to Arlington, Julia. That was quite a night for a lot of people. A lot of photos were taken inside. Many people had never been inside the Astrodome and availed themselves of that opportunity. And hopefully they'll be here to say hello to a lot of the guys they watched this weekend on Saturday. Jonathan Villar is 0 for 5 to open the season, switch hitting shortstop. Looking at ball one from Scott Kazmir, who has retired 6 in a row to open this game. Villar was a pinch runner yesterday and stole a base in the 12th inning, running for Jason Castro. That was his first steal of the year. Bounces this one up the middle. And that's out number one, with Zobrist making the play.
Houston Methodist helps us get to know Mr. Hank Conger, who was a big hero yesterday. I don't know if he was framing anything, but he was sure launching late in the ball game, and that home run propelled the Astros to a victory. It went right down to the final pitch to be able to hang on to, by the way. Favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption. He's a tough guy. Best vacation, Thailand. I haven't done that one yet. Guilty pleasure song, Toxic by Britney Spears.
Fouls it back for strike one. That was a great way to get his first hit as an Astro yesterday. Game-winning homer in the 11th.
Hit me, baby, one more toxic time.
Boy. That ball jumped out of that ballpark in Arlington, Globe Life Park yesterday. 1-1.
He's got some really good power in that left-handed stroke. I think the right side is what the Astros are really going to need now to pair up with Jason Castro.
It's 2-1, and Castro gets the rest after catching 12 innings or so yesterday. Right-handed hitters are stacked up, or in the case of A.J. Hinch, some switch hitters in this game batting right. Grossman, Villar, and Conger, all switch hitters, as only one left-handed batter is facing Kazmir in the Astros order. That's strike three called. Third strikeout.
Looked like Scott Kazmir might have taken advantage of an expanded corner a bit, but it's a very well-placed fastball just off the edge. And you're wise to not be taking that many times with two strikes.
Kazmir actually found left-handed hitters to be more troublesome last year against him than right-handed batters. So far this season hasn't given up a hit to a right-handed batter. Jake Marisnick will try to break that up. He's on a 3-game hitting streak at a big series in Texas. Strike one to a 400 hitter with 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. So out of the 9th spot in the order, a .412 on base average, .667 slugging for Marisnick. Moved back by that one, and it's a 1-ball 1-strike count to Jake. This weekend he was 5 for 11 with a homer, 4 runs batted in. It's outside the right field line, out of play, and it's 1-2 to Marisnick.
Jake Marisnick, we're really just starting to get to know him. When he first came up to the big leagues, in 60 games hit just 172. Of course, he came up initially with Miami or Florida, and since then in the last 50 games, a .303 batting average, the on base in a good spot, 4 home runs, showing some power. He's a big guy. Believe me, he's a big, strong athlete.
Kazmir is perfect through 3, and he has 4 punch-outs, leading it 4-0 for Oakland.
2007 marks the 100th victory of Roy Oswalt's career, although he gave up 6 runs in the process. The game also features Craig Biggio passing Honus Wagner for 8th place on the all-time doubles list. So that was a big one in Astros lore. Roy Oswalt, just a winning pitcher on the hill. And what great stuff he had. Wasn't a bad athlete either. He could get on it. Negro, 144 wins. Oswalt just 1 shy of Joe. That's something. Larry Dierker, of course, on the list.
4-0 Oakland. Here's the 4th inning, and Stephen Vogt taking ball 1 from Scott Feldman. Vogt bounced into a 1-6-3 twin killing in the first. Infield shifted around for him. Feldman delivers a strike. Scott Feldman has pitched 7 straight quality starts. Actually 8 straight quality starts dating back to August 20th last year.
There you can see Stephen Vogt's right hand fingernails painted yellow to help with the signs as he holds the bat. That's a, I don't know, is that a manly look or what is that?
Very manly.
Let's see. Yeah, you can almost, there you can.
For a catcher.
Yep.
Because everybody knows why he's done it.
It's very good for the magazine covers when you've got fingernail polish on. Nice.
It's a shot on the ground to Carter. I haven't seen Julia sport that color on her fingernails, have we?
Well, it always goes with the shoes, and so you got to really watch closely with Julia. Is it yellow shoe day?
Yeah. Brett Laurie's coming up. He cranked a homer. And that was high to left center field leading off the 2nd inning. His first home run with Oakland. Now Feldman will have it really out there in front of him to put together a lot of outs to get a quality start tonight. Because he would now be forced to allow no more earned runs. He's given up 4 runs, 3 of them earned in this game, and 1 more would not put him in the quality start department, with 8 in a row stringing back to last year. Longest streak in his career.
Brett Laurie has spent some time in the tat shop.
Fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Show you what I know about it. Or is that the little sleeves that guys wear today that I just almost can't distinguish between? Looks like the real thing to me.
It looks real. In green ink for Oakland colors. A little tap back to the mound. Feldman with the throw from down under. Takes care of out number 2.
The Biggio Hall of Fame 7-game ticket package offers great matchups, including the Yankees, Tigers, and Dodgers. Be there for the anniversary of Biggio's 3,000th hit, Biggio Weekend, and more. To purchase tickets, visit Astros.com/Biggio, HOF, or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Two outs, and it's Josh Reddick. He grounded out from Carter to Feldman. Check swing foul. There's strike 1 on the 28-year-old Reddick from Savannah, Georgia.
It's the 2nd line shot Reddick has hit in those seats on the left side.
They were alert.
Everybody looks comfy right there, but I bet their hearts are racing.
Keep your eyes on the field when you're down that close at all times. It's 1-1. Corpus Christi remains undefeated to start the season. The Hooks beat Tulsa 4-0 yesterday at Tulsa. Lance McCullers, the starter, went 5 scoreless innings, giving up 4 hits, walking 3, fanning 7. That was his Double-A debut. He pitched in one of the games here to wrap up the exhibition season.
What'd you think? I haven't caught much of him.
Good-looking young pitcher. Three balls and a strike. Asher Wojciechowski due to pitch here tomorrow against Kendall Graveman. 7:10 start time. We'll be on the air with a pregame show at 6:30, and then it's Colin McHugh and Drew Pomeranz Wednesday at 7:10. Valbuena gets him. 3 ground ball outs in the 4th for Feldman, who has settled down. But can the Astros get some offense? They don't have a base runner yet. It's 4-0 A's. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. It's 4-0. The Athletics lead. They picked up 3 runs in the first, and then a Brett Lawrie homer in the second inning to build their lead. Orbit is trying to stir up some excitement here. And the Astros try to do that with their bats. They have not had a base runner through the first 3 against Houston native Scott Kazmir. Jose Altuve led off the Houston first with a comebacker to Kazmir. Trying to get it started with Robbie Grossman on deck and George Springer due up third here in the Astros 4th inning. Kazmir falls behind. It's 1-0 for Scott. Scott Feldman has settled down since that 3-run first, beginning the game with an error behind him. Altuve cranks one to left field. They're getting up in the Crawford boxes, and that hits way up on the wall. Altuve with home run number 1. Jose on a 4-game hitting streak now gets the Astros on the board quickly in the 4th.
Well, your first base runner didn't stay on the bags long, and that's a good thing. Jose Altuve got every bit of this one. Little man with big fly. Ooh, man. Quick bat. Yeah, if you think he can't launch one, think again.
Now Robbie Grossman taking ball 1. He was a strikeout victim. That's the first run Kazmir has allowed after 12 shutout innings to open the season. He had given up just 1 hit in his first 12 innings of the season. Now Grossman has a 2-0 advantage. That's a 398-footer for Altuve. The Astros have 8 home runs this season. In for a strike, and it's 2-1 to Robbie. There's a movie coming out about Jose Altuve. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Entitled Big Fly?
Let's see, what is the title of that? Big Dreams, the Jose Altuve story. Narrated by Houston native Dennis Quaid.
I think it's big reality.
3-2 to Grossman. Yeah, his story is the kind that is highlighted well in a movie, and it plays out every night on your TV set or when you come to Minute Maid Park in person.
Could he have really dreamed to hit 341 last year?
He might have, because he dreams big. He did say, according to many stories that have been written in spring training last year, he intended to win the batting title.
Yeah, I've heard that story, and I don't doubt the story. I just wonder if he envisioned it being 341 that high.
Maybe not. Don't know if he had a number in mind. 225 hits. Do you think that was in his mind when he said that?
I would think out of reach. But you go back through the log, and you and I were talking about it the other day, of the number of hits he put up in games over the course of the year. It was phenomenal. Again, I've had that stat that to me just is mind-blowing. I think it was June 18th. From that point on, when he finished that game over 330, he never finished a game under 330.
Grossman works the walk. And now things are turning. After 9 straight were set down by Kazmir, a homer to Altuve, a walk to Grossman. George Springer comes up. Springer worked the count full, and he whiffed back in the first inning. Well, we understand that we need some help to vote for George Springer's game-saving catch from last night. It's a finalist for ESPN SportsCenter's Best of the Best. So you can vote, and the link is at MLB.com/1 capital C capital P capital K capital B capital C small u. And you can go to Poll Center and scroll to the MVP question, Best of the Best, and click on George Springer robbing, and click submit. So if you got all that, vote for Springer's catch.
You know, I know he's thrilled about that catch, as are all of his teammates and the fans of the Houston Astros. But everybody wants to hit, and George knows he's got so much in that vault right now.
Looks at it. It's called a strike. 1-1. A.J. Hinch was asked about the non-productive start by the 3-4-5 hitters. He's not concerned. George takes a ball. It's still too early for that. 2 balls and a strike.
A.J.'s got such an intelligent viewpoint on a lot of the things that have to do with the club.
He happened to run across Evan Gattis and had a bite to eat with him today at lunch. Foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's standing squarely behind his players, and everything can get magnified this early in the season if somebody hasn't had a hit yet. It's an everyday story.
George might have been a hair tardy on this one, but still a very good cut. When he's been hitting the ball sharply so far, it's been straight away to center field, and that would seem to be a good thing.
That misses. Now 3-2 to George. So twice tonight he has gone full count against Kazmir. The Oakland bullpen is not what it was a year ago.
Nothing overpowering out there.
And missing the closer Sean Doolittle right now on the DL. Springer fouls him.
Good job staying alive on the 3-2 off speed. Kazmir relies on that changeup a great deal.
Both these clubs have had solid starting pitching for what you make of just the first week. The Astros have the second lowest starters ERA, 2.29. The A's the third lowest, 2.44. Carter waiting.
See that location steadily provided by Kazmir.
Springer takes a walk. That pitch too far inside, and now a homer and back-to-back walks will bring Carter to the plate.
Chris Carter from last year. You can see the zones. When he gets a pitch through the heart of the plate, he knew what to do with it. But there were some other areas. You know, when he sees the ball, I guess, waist high or even up away, he handled it well. The other pitches, not so much, especially down and in. Down and away is where most teams try to work him. But you can see there are some areas of the strike zone that he can work on at this point. And that is our steal pitch by pitch, or here it is rather, for Chris Carter. As in his first at bat, he got one at the knees, fouled it off, took one that could have been called a strike. That changeup from Kazmir. They tried to come back in with the fastball and got a call, and then the changeup just thrown into the ground. Fastball produces the fly ball. They're just going to keep mixing it, and all the clubs know those zones, and they'll try to work to the inside as well as down and away on Chris.
Strike one to Carter.
Thing is, when you are a Scott Kazmir and you have an exceptional pitch like the changeup, sometimes you'll go away from what the numbers say and go to your own strengths.
Kazmir has thrown 55 pitches, 31 for strikes. That's called a strike, and it's 0-2.
There's that down and in zone that Chris almost didn't handle at all last year.
Grossman
maybe off
second.
the plate. Sorry, Brownie.
Yeah. Grossman at second, Springer at first. Gaddis on deck. Ground ball third, backhanded. Laurie stepping on third, throwing to first for a 5-3 double play. He went down to his knees and then scrambled up to force Grossman and throw out Carter.
Talented, sometimes highly excitable player Brett Laurie. As he took this, and this was tough with the glove, he goes immediately to the bag, and then he had plenty of time to make his throw. Instead, throws very quickly, but he brought it accurately.
He did have some time. Now a runner at second, Springer, 2 outs for Evan Gaddis, who drilled a line drive caught by the left fielder Canha. That's a very big ground ball for Kazmir now. Leading by 3 runs, and the Astros had a homer and then back-to-back walks. That's a strike. Kazmir might be hurting a little bit the way he skipped away after that pitch. Might have tweaked something as he landed with that front foot.
He's had so many injuries through the years. Great stuff, especially as a youngster. But injuries have kept him from being maybe as dynamic a player as he seemed to be headed toward being.
And now they go out to see about Kazmir. Just the way he hopped over toward third base a little bit made it look like he was hurting.
Yeah, that in today's world you're always going to be concerned. Think back to years gone by. If Bob Gibson or Don Drysdale had a little something on the mound happen and somebody tried to come their way, what do you think they'd have done? Get out of here. You don't belong out here. This is my world.
True. Very aggressively throwing these warm-up tosses and reassures everybody he will stay in. Well, it's tough to get a starting pitcher out of a game, period, but especially in these circumstances, leading 4-1. Needing to go 5 innings to qualify for a win. He has 4 groundouts, 3 in the air, 4 strikeouts. And now we'll go back to work with an 0-1 count on Gaddis. One ball, 1 strike. 4 days to rest at least between starts. So if you're a starter and you have a lead, throwing the ball well, you've tweaked something. That is the last thing you would want to do at this stage of a game. Oh. 2 balls and a strike. reaches down, picks up some dirt. Old-fashioned player, no batting gloves.
What he'd like is a good old-fashioned turnaround.
3-1. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Kazmir. According to one story in Sports Illustrated, his fastball averaged 88 in 2011, came up to 93.5 in 2013. Gaddis reaches for that off-speed pitch, and it's 3-2.
3-1, you get a changeup. That's going to fool just about anybody in the game. Now what do you look for on the 3-2? That brings the fastball back in play. Well, you try to be aggressive. Still haven't gotten that first hit, and there comes the change.
Turn back towards second. Springer, the base runner there. It's the third full count of the inning for Kazmir.
Used to be you really had to step toward the base on that play. Now, as long as you clear the rubber, it seems to be just fine with everybody.
It's the sixth full count of the game for Kazmir. Gaddis bounces one. Zobrist charging and throws to get it. 1 run scoring on 1 hit and a man left. Altuve gets the Astros on the board. Jose with home run number 1. 4-1 Oakland.
And Kevin Costner, actor, director, producer, musician, singer. Is there anything I'm missing in there?
No, I don't know. I don't think you are. I'm not playing short right now, so.
This is true. I want to ask you what you're doing in town. Modern West, of course, is your band. Tell me a little bit about your band.
That's what brought me into town. We're kind of scooting around Oklahoma and Texas, and we're playing at Stafford tomorrow night. And this is my one night off out of about 8 straight nights of playing, and I thought I'd bring my friends to see a ball game, and didn't know we were going to get this kind of good seats. It's pretty perfect.
Well, tell me a little bit about the band Modern West. Country rock, you said?
It's really Americana. I mean, we play really loud. We play our own music, and we've been playing together about 9 years, and we've managed to play around the world. And I love playing in the middle of America, though. And coming here, the crowds are loud, they're on their feet, and they drink, which I really like.
Do you write the music?
Yeah, I write some of the songs, all the band writes. So what we perform, it's all our music, so I think people really get into it.
You're obviously a big baseball fan. We've seen you at baseball games. This isn't your first time here, though. You've caught some Astros games before.
I always try to slide in here when I get the chance. It's one of the really more beautiful parks in the league. I mean, I don't know one that's prettier. I mean, it's just beautiful here. And the temperature, it's like at night, it's like, if you're a kid, this is what you really wish you had. You know, I mean, everybody wants to play on grass like this. That's out of here. That's a home run. Wow, he hit that a long ways.
You didn't know you were going to get to call the game, too, did you?
No, but, you know, you can tell when it jumps off the bat. I mean, you know, look how happy everybody in the Astros is right now.
Well, you said also that you like to catch games at the beginning of the season and then more towards the end.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're a kid, you have all the pictures up on your wall. You know, I did, and that changes, but your love of the game never changes really. And so what happens is I start looking for the middle of the season who's playing really well, and then come playoff, you really see why the teams that are playing are there. And you know, the World Series, I don't know if anybody that's ever played baseball, you watch the World Series, you are inevitably going to see a play, a call. Something happens in the World Series that you never see. And I'm talking about people that are baseball people for 50 years. Every World Series, there will almost be a play or something happens that no one's ever seen before. And that lets you know in a way how unique the game really is, because in the middle of the season, it always feels a little bit, let's face it, a little kind of laid back, a little boring, a little bit whatever. But come playoff, whenever a guy ends up on second base, you're on the edge of your seat, especially if it isn't your team.
Real quick before I let you go, you've been in a lot of baseball movies. Which one is your favorite?
Well, you know, Bull Durham, to be Crash Davis is like, you know, that guy, Ron Shelton, who was a player, wrote Bull Durham, wrote Tin Cup. You know, he did it he really broke the mold with that movie, because usually it's about the home run, it's about winning the game. But, you know, Ron Shelton wrote a great movie about baseball, about a guy who doesn't even make it to the big leagues. When he wrote a movie about a golfer, he wrote it about a guy who doesn't win doesn't win. He gets the greatest 12 in history. And for people who like sports, there's something incredibly poetic about sports and something incredibly vulgar about them, which is what we love. Because if you're a player, you can cuss the game, but nobody else can cuss it. So, listen, so which movie was it? I can't really tell you, but, you know, I got to pitch a perfect game in Yankee Stadium, you know. I got to be in a movie where James Earl Jones really identifies what the magic of baseball is all about. And it puts the hair on the back of guys' necks when they hear that speech about, you know, because Mantle couldn't have written that speech, and Mays or anybody, but it took probably a non-athlete to define our game, a chalkboard that gets erased. And I'm really happy that the players grow up now in the minor leagues watching. They watch it on the buses. So I'm always able to be invited out to work out, take balls at short. So I've really been afforded a great privilege in baseball, and I don't try to overstep my bounds with it.
We've got one question from one of the guys in the booth. Ash, what do you got for him?
I want to know if Kevin, in real life, doing Tin Cup, would have gone for that shot over the water.
Ooh, in real life, in Tin Cup, would you have gone for that shot over the water?
In real life?
Real life.
Hell yes. You know, in the original movie, we cut the scene out, but I will tell you for sure, he was such a rascal. But in the original movie, Ron wrote a scene where after he did that, he was behind the tent and he was just weeping, which was one of the great scenes, because for me, that even though he's such a rascal, the game meant so much to him and he didn't understand. Boom. He didn't understand. This is what I love about the game. These are grown men right now. Nobody would slide back into first base unless it was a game. You know, what I love here is you're seeing grown men playing this game at the highest level. You know, running as hard and as fast as they can. It's really great to see. All these guys got here with all the tricks, and now they're playing. And who's got the best tricks right now? Who plays this game the best?
It was an honor to talk baseball with you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
Say hi to the guys up there, up top.
Guys, up to you.
That's nice. Got a picture for you, Julia. It's Ben Zobrist batting. Oakland's lead has grown to 5-1, as Mr. Costner described the home run by Marcus Semien. Then Foltz singled. Canna line to third. One out, and it's a 1-0 count on Zobrist. Foltz being held on at first by Chris Carter in a 5-1 game.
So decisively, Costner would have gone for the shot. I wonder how many times he'd have gone for it, but it's quality work.
Five, 8-0 for Oakland. 1-1-2 for Houston. Each team has left a man on. That's ripped on a line and foul. 1-2. Yeah, that movie For the Love of the Game really showed his feel for baseball, and you could tell as he described it. He does have a love affair that most of us do. We watch this sport a lot. Fouled away. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Asher Wojciechowski down to go tomorrow night against Kendall Graveman. Both of them will be looking for their first slot in the win column this season. Both young pitchers. Looping liner into right center field. Coming in, Springer, and the runners are at first and second on the hit by Zobrist. Zobrist 2 for 3 tonight. It's 9 hits for Oakland.
One of those base hits that goes right through the straight up second base spot that I always wonder about how these get evaluated. But off speed stays up away, and Zobrist still pulls it and gets the hit.
Now Conger out for a visit. A.J. Hinch would like to give some of the guys in his bullpen a rest after the lengthy game yesterday. Billy Butler is 0 for 2. A fly ball to right and a ground ball to third. Valbuena made the diving stop, got up and threw him out in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, in the process of trying to give your bullpen a rest, you now have to also look at 86 pitches thrown by Scott Feldman and how far you can realistically go with him.
Altuve runs in. Yankees lead 6-5 at Baltimore. They're in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1. Saw a note today on the Alex Rodriguez situation in New York. There was an article in USA Today about Barry Bonds cheering for A-Rod, and he's only about 5 homers away from breaking Willie Mays' total of 660. But the Yankees, apparently, according to this story, are not even putting it in their game notes for the media. How many home runs he has. Fly ball to left field. This one will head over Robbie Grossman, and that's a 3-run shot. Billy Butler takes his hitting streak to 8 games to open the season. That's home run number 1 for him. And the A's are teeing off here in the 5th. That's their 3rd long ball of the game. It's a 4-run inning, and it's 8-1.
You're supposed to bang hangers, and I think that's what just took place. You'll see the breaking ball. It stays up, stays on the inner third of the plate. Billy Butler knew immediately, and the results tell you why. Up on the train tracks.
Now we're getting some stirring in the Astros bullpen right now. Until now, nobody has been warming up. 8-1, and it's Davis batting. Taking ball 1. That is Asher Wojciechowski, who is listed as tomorrow night's starter. He is throwing with a purpose. Getting ready quickly. Tap foul. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
I guess plans can be changed.
Yeah. Asher made his major league debut last Thursday. He's had 3 days rest since then. That was a day game, so a few more hours. It's 2 balls and a strike. Sam DeDuno pitched in yesterday's game 1 inning, and he got the save. That was his first professional save. Popped up and flared behind third base. Nobody there to be able to make the catch because of the infield shift. And there you see the relievers and the number of pitches they threw in the long extra inning game yesterday. 14 innings. So Tony Sipp with 29 pitches, and he's had a pretty good workload early this season. Probably won't be warming up in this game tonight. 2-2 the count. And DeDuno would be questionable as well. It's not that he threw that many pitches in the 1 inning he threw, but he also had pitched 4 innings last Thursday in relief of Wojo.
Well, if it gets to that point where Wojciechowski comes in this ball game, he may be called upon to try to finish this thing out.
He might. 8-1 ball game. There's a walk to Davis. Brent Strom watching as Feldman goes through a very rough 5th inning. He gave up 3 in the first, and now it's a 4-run 5th with Stephen Vogt batting. Vogt is 0 for 2.
You would never know in looking at Scott Feldman that things were going poorly.
Nope. Strami coming out probably to buy some time. Asher has been a starting pitcher, and quite often starting pitchers who don't work in relief all that often need more time to warm up.
Yeah, and I think also Brent Strom could be out there talking to Feldman about what his desires are. You're down 8-1. It's going to be a tough comeback to win this ball game, but do you want to stay out here and try to get this straightened around? And I would just about guarantee the response, if that were the case, would be yes. And very much like Kevin Costner said, beyond just yes.
Tough night for the manager as he tries to figure how to put things together and avoid using certain pitchers from his bullpen, with those numbers for Feldman indicating Oakland has really bolted in front 8-1. And now Vogt hits one off the end of the bat foul. There's strike 1. Former catcher Ray Fosse, a good friend of ours who's next door in the Oakland television booth, was telling us about Stephen Vogt. Last year he played almost all season with an injured foot and had some surgery and has a metal plate now that he's dealing with. And that shoe, ground ball, and VR with a backhanded flip gets it to Valbuena. How about that for a 6-5-3 unusual double play?
Everybody wants to play on grass like this. That's out of here. That's a home run. Wow, he hit that a
Follow the Astros all season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment. At any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat through your smartphone or tablet, guys.
Julia, thank you. Was that a big thrill talking with Kevin Costner?
Wow, that was really cool, guys.
Well, now last year you talked with Matthew McConaughey.
I get all the stars.
Yeah, you really do. Luis Valbuena takes strike one.
I'll give you a perspective. I think Julia really blew it in her introduction of Kevin Costner, failing to note that he's a play-by-play guy in baseball.
Right? He added that to the resume.
In the air toward the left field line, and that one will one hop the wall. Canna picks it up. It's an opposite field double for Valbuena. First double of the year for him.
I think Canna might have thought the wall was closing in on him more quickly than it really was. Don't know that he could have gotten back to this ball, but it didn't hit the wall, that's for sure. A slice job the other way.
That's hit number 2 for Houston. Jonathan VR bats. He grounded out earlier. Asher Wojciechowski's been warming up in the Houston bullpen.
Hi, John.
We got some good pictures of Julia on the air with Kevin Costner.
She was all over the national stuff last year. So get ready for more Julia Morales here.
Strike one to VR.
Guys, I forgot to ask him if he was wearing a fanny pack, though.
Well, that's what I meant to ask you.
Missed opportunity there.
Yeah, because last year that went viral when you and Kevin talked about, or you and Matthew talked about the fanny pack. 0-2. By the way, Julia, my gift to you, it's a belated birthday gift from yesterday, is a photo of you on the TV screen with
Excellent.
you and Kevin Costner, and it's on Facebook and Twitter now.
That's great. I was really bummed when I walked away and thought, I should have taken a picture with that guy.
We got it.
Okay, good.
Now he's that guy, huh?
VR takes strike 3. That's 5 punch outs for Kazmir. The bottom of the order has had a breakout season to start. 311 for the 7, 8, 9 hitters. The high on base and slugging numbers. 3 homers, 9 runs batted in.
With breakouts, you get occasional disappointments, and of course the 3, 4, 5 slots would be that early disappointment for the Houston Astros lineup.
And Conger bats. There's strike one. Well, everything gets micromanaged by the media this early in the season with just a few at bats and numbers to process. But what will they be like in 2 weeks? They'll change a lot. 1-1. Do you remember playing with anybody who went 3 weeks without a hit, who was an everyday player to open the season, Ash?
I really don't. My first reaction was at some point of the season, and I would have needed to look no further than myself. But to start the year, those slumps. I don't care if it's 0 for 10. It feels like 0 for forever.
In the dirt, and Conger works the count to 2-1 now.
By the way, Brownie, what do you think of the enthusiasm of Kevin Costner and the home run call?
I think he has a future. We are probably in some trouble, my friend.
I've already started packing over here.
Strike, it's 2-1. Well, the good thing for us is he has bigger fish to fry. So
yeah, he may turn down the offer. Not sure.
2-2 to Conger. And that's strike 3. That's 6 punch outs for Kazmir. Marisnick will follow.
It's time to loosen this thing up a little bit. Now, I will grant Kazmir's spotting some pitches really well, but let it fly a bit.
Marisnick struck out looking in the third.
You think Julia will still hang with us now?
She will in a minute because we're summoning her to the booth. What a surprise. Shot into right center field on the run and diving Sam Fuld to take one away from Marisnick. It's that kind of night all Oakland. No runs a hit and a man left after 5. 8-1 A's.
Day with the Astros this Wednesday, April 15th. A special pregame ceremony will take place to honor Jackie Robinson's legacy and celebrate diversity in baseball. Purchase tickets by visiting Astros.com/Jackie Robinson or by calling 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Randall Asher Wojciechowski comes in to pitch the 6th inning. It is 8-1. This will be his second major league appearance. He started the game last week. In 4 innings, he gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, and lost to the Indians, walking 2, fanning 2, throwing 88 pitches. Tonight, Scott Feldman threw 96 pitches, 66 of them strikes. And in 5 innings, he allowed 10 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, with 1 walk, no strikeouts. Wojciechowski taking over after he was scheduled to start tomorrow night's game, getting the quick call to the bullpen, and now he works the 6th inning, and it's Brett Lawrie, who homered in the 2nd, bounced to the pitcher in the 4th. There's strike 1. Asher said his takeaway from last Thursday's loss was not so much nerves, but he just didn't find the arm slot. He felt he was rushing. His left side was moving too quickly toward the plate. His arm was dragging behind. He's watched some tape. He understands what happened.
Yeah, his first fastball here this evening at 93. That might be a bit above what he was able to uncork the other night.
Well, it is. And we talked about that at his locker today. And he said, yeah, he knew his velocity was down a little bit last time. And it was because of the improper mechanics. He and Brent Strom have talked about it. They've worked in the bullpen on it.
Well, if he can get to 93, 94, I would think it would be a big boost for him.
His stuff looked a lot better and was better in that final appearance here against Kansas City at the end of spring training than it did last week.
Had a good spring.
That's a strikeout looking, and he gets a punch out on Lawrie, out number 1. Julia Morales has arrived. Julia, we have been asking for you because we have a gift. We have it.
I wasn't prepared.
Come right over here. Right over here. This is a belated birthday gift
Oh, you guys.
Because we were on the road.
Yay!
So
thank you.
happy birthday, Julia.
Thank
It's
you
a
guys.
birthday bunt, and happy birthday.
Birthday bunt cake.
Thank you guys.
Hope you enjoy it.
Y'all are sweet.
On the second day of birthday.
It looks good too.
Oh.
Now we'll find out if Julia really has a sharing personality.
That's nice.
No.
No, not at all.
It's all hers. And
She is
she's not
such
giving it up.
such a big star now that she's the big getter in terms of interviews around the country.
Well, it's McConaughey one night and Costner the next, and a birthday cake fouled away by Reddick.
It smells so good.
1-2. But she did. You know, it was nice that she had her birthday in Dallas because her family was there to have lunch with her on Saturday.
Well, I think with that cake, we have now become her family, though.
You know the way to my heart, for
Yes.
sure.
Do you need a larger knife?
Reddick fouls it. Ryan McTaggart on Twitter, who covers the Astros for MLB.com, is tweeting Brad Peacock was scheduled to start tomorrow at AAA Fresno. Could he be set to be called up? We don't know who tomorrow night's starter will be. Colin McHugh is scheduled to go Wednesday against Drew Pomeranz. There's Carter with a good play on the line drive. 2 outs.
Yeah, this maybe surprise appearance for Wojo could find him able to hold down the nerves a bit and have a solid outing, and that could go a long way to help him. If it helps him, it helps the club, that's for sure.
8-1 ball game, and the number 9 hitter has been a factor, Marcus Semien. Kevin Costner called his home run in the 5th. He is 2 for 2 in this game. He came from the Chicago White Sox. And that Samardzija deal in December we talked about. Semien had 6 home runs with the White Sox last year, 28 runs batted in. He had 231 at bats for them. And at age 24, he now has taken over for Jed Lowry at short.
Is Costner in the home run calling union?
No. He probably runs the union, though. 1-2. He's got to be a very powerful guy, right?
Certainly think so.
Just very congenial. On the air with Julia. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice and short now, come on.
Semien was a 6th round pick in 2011 by the White Sox.
Anybody in Bull Durham is more powerful than I am.
Well,
I know
that's
that
for sure.
You going to bunt here in a moment?
Oh, yeah. We're going to be bunting very soon, even with nobody on. That's hit out to center field. Marisnik backing on it. He stumbled a bit, but righted himself and took it in for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Asher with a 1-2-3 top half. 8-1 A's.
Altuve as he launched home run number 1 on the year. A no-down bomb to left field. Jose Altuve flexing muscles, and that's the only run of the ball game for the Astros as they trail at 8-1 here. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Altuve had grounded out to the pitcher back in the first inning. It's 8-1 Oakland. The hits are 10-2 Oakland. Altuve, Grossman, and Springer here in the Houston 6th. Jose takes, and there's strike 1 for Kazmir. Shot to short. Whoa! It's dropped now by Semien, who flagged it down, but he can't make the pickup, so Altuve reaches. It's ruled a hit for Altuve.
Yeah, Jose Altuve last year wore out the infielders on the left side, and this hot shot on a hop, not an easy play at all. It's a very appropriate ruling.
Altuve with 2 of the 3 Houston hits, his second 2-hit game in the last 3. Robbie Grossman has a strikeout and a walk. In the air in shallow right field, Zobrist angles over for it toward the line. Gives way, and it's dropping in between. Here's a throw to second, and it forces Altuve. He was hung up on the play. And that's a force out for out number 1 with Grossman reaching.
Well, if as a second baseman you're going to let this ball drop, it doesn't hurt to have Reddick and his arm in right field to back you up as he gets the force play. And for Robbie Grossman, it's tough. Well, you hope for some of these pop fly hits over the course of the year, but Altuve as a base runner had nowhere to go.
Well, Reddick didn't seem to be taking charge, so Zobrist might have thought he heard someone behind him calling, but Reddick saved him with that strike from right field. 9-6 play for out number 1. Springer the batter. Strike to Springer.
I'm going to doubt that the Oakland A's worked on the 9-6 force out in the spring.
They may not have done that. Not part of the normal fielding drills. Springer fouls it back, and it's no balls, 2 strikes to George.
Let's get this guy hot.
Well, he is a show, isn't he, with his athletic talents, which we saw yesterday.
Yeah, even when he's not hot with the bat, he's one of those rare players that can help win the ball game with his glove. Not talking about Orb.
One ball, 2 strikes. Last year, the Oakland A's had 102 quality starts. That was tops in the American League. But they have some newcomers to their pitching staff now. Springer reaches for it and strikes out. That's 7 punch-outs.
Kazmir's making life tough on the Astros hitters tonight. He's used a well-spotted fastball and this changeup throughout the evening, and this change must have looked closer to Springer when it came out of the hand of Kazmir.
Well, he's getting different movement on that changeup. That one faded away from the right-handed batter, but some of them have broken in. Carter's 0 for 2. Ball 1 to Chris. Kendall Graveman, who starts tomorrow night, is one of the newcomers in the Oakland rotation. Drew Pomeranz, a lefty, who has pitched shutout ball for 7 innings in his first start, is the other.
I'll bet you Scott Kazmir and many other veterans would say if they could go back to the early part of their career, they would love to have learned the changeup. Yeah, what a weapon it becomes as the years go by.
Well, he's using it liberally tonight. Oakland has 2 starting pitchers who are out with Tommy John surgery, Jared Parker and A.J. Griffin. And perhaps they'll be able to rejoin that club sometime this year. 3-0. Bob Melvin was the bench coach for Phil Garner. Here's Evan Gattis. Phil has worked the last few years with this Oakland club. Bob really relies on Phil's advice, but I believe Phil decided to retire last year. That's the word we were getting. 3-1.
I saw Phil Garner's name, if it's accurate, as part of the front office now for the Oakland A's.
Okay.
Let's see, assistant, a special assistant kind of scenario.
Well, he's still working now. Carter takes the walk. That's 3 of those in this game for Kazmir.
Special advisor is what Phil Garner is listed at.
Still lives in the Houston area. Now Laurie comes over to join Vogt and Kazmir at the mound. Kazmir is at 86 pitches, as you can see there, and 52 have been strikes. Nobody warming up. There's some stirring out of the bullpen area, but nobody throwing right now. Gattis has lined to left and grounded to second. Evan 0 for 22 to start the season. Really stung that ball in the second inning on a line to Canna in left field. Strike one. Dave Hudgens, the new hitting coach, of course, has been asked about some of the slumping hitters on the Astros. Has pointed out that it's natural for guys early in the season who have low batting averages to be pressing and not relaxed. And the idea is to be relaxed. 1-1. He said it's happened many times down through the years.
I think hitting coaches can press. Not that it changes their work, but I don't think it's easy to go to sleep when you've got some guys, crucial guys in the order, that are scuffling.
You know, I would think just the communication a hitting coach provides is critical. What kind of tone his voice takes on, that kind of thing, when working with the slumping hitter. Now back. 1-2.
You know how you are with your kids. Maybe you've got that little league scenario or whatever it is, and you're rooting for your kids, and you feel like you're just it's tougher than it is for that child.
Right.
I have a feeling it can be that way with a hitting coach or a pitching coach, and you're just working and hoping and pulling so hard for that player.
Gattis strikes out, and that completes the strikeout from 2 to 3. That's 8 punch outs for Kazmir. No runs a hit, a man left after 6, 8-1 Oakland.
pitch by pitch. And we're talking about Brett Lawrie against Asher Wojciechowski as he came on. Good slider at the knees to start him. Misses badly up, and then fastball on the outside part of the plate as he gets ahead. Tries to finish him off with the slider. Can't get it close enough, and then hangs one, but gets a call top of the strike zone. Lawrie didn't like it, but it's time to go sit down.
Lefty Fernando Abad is warming up in the Oakland bullpen as the 7th inning begins with Sam Fuld taking an Asher Wojciechowski pitch at 91 for strike 1. Asher had a 1-2-3 6th in relief of Scott Feldman. Fuld is 1 for 3 and has scored twice. Out of play, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. This is the first of 19 meetings between these two teams this year. Their last 4 games last season were all decided by 1 run. Their next meeting will be in Oakland, April 24th through the 26th. The Astros are making a tour of the AL West here in the first month of the season. They'll be playing the Angels here this weekend, and that long road trip begins for them. Going to Oakland, Seattle, and San Diego.
It's not nice of you to emphasize that long aspect.
But how about the San Diego aspect?
Well, that's good. That is nice.
2 strikeouts for Asher. Mark Canha in the first inning delivered an RBI double. Ground ball over the bag at third, and then he got an infield hit in the third on a ball that didn't go very far in front of home plate. Hank Conger stepped on the bat and fell trying to get to it. Canha then lined out to third, so there might be some poetic justice and some evening up going on between that little roller in front of the plate in the third and then the line out in the 5th. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Asher is 26 years old, listed at 6'4", 235, born in Hardyville, South Carolina. He went to the Citadel. His parents were here and some friends for that first start on Thursday. Julia interviewed some of his former teammates.
Fastball steady at 93 tonight for Asher, so that's a nice bump up, and that's a livable area for Wojciechowski.
Features a sharp breaking ball, and he said his changeup was his big pitch last year because he did not have much arm strength and didn't have his normal fastball last year after his injury. Popped up, and Conger almost stepped on the bat again. That's a fair ball, and he takes it for out number 2. Let's see what's going on with Twitter after Julia talked with Kevin Costner. Does he have a fanny pack? At Astros Daily wants to know. Greatest Costner interview ever from at Allison Footer. Have to agree.
Oh, I'm so bummed I didn't ask him about a fanny pack. But I'm really excited I have a picture of us sitting next together.
You have,
next to each other.
yeah, we'll get you several of those.
You can see he's flustered right there talking with you, too.
He was rattled.
He was shaking. Ben Zobrist takes ball 1. Zobrist is 2 for 3, has an RBI double. Shoots a line drive to left field. Bobby Grossman over to pick it up, and Zobrist has a 3-hit game.
Boy, that was a classic little downstroke, shooting the other way with the left side pretty much wide open. Turns out to be a line drive hit, and I bet Zobrist is thinking maybe I could employ that on a regular basis. Look at him just shoot the other way.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Well, it brings up the point. We saw Prince Fielder guide a few balls through the left side of the infield in the series with the overshift on against him, and Zobrist definitely seemed to be making that effort to hit it hard to left. Now Billy Butler 1 for 3, a 3-run homer. So do you think more hitters are going to be trying to go against these shifts by hitting it the other way now?
If they're not, they're foolish, in my opinion. Look, you're putting a shift on to take a single away from a guy. So a single the other way is a pretty good response, I would think. Sometimes you'll get that double, but That was a beautiful approach by Zobrist.
Altuve down on a knee to VR for the force play to end the top of the 7th inning. No runs ahead and a man left. 8-1 Oakland.
Home game at Minute Maid Park is Dollar Dog Wednesday, and the next chance for Dollar Dogs is this Wednesday, April 15th versus the A's. For more info, visit Astros.com/dollardogs or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Guys.
Thanks, Julia. Yeah, just ran into a guy today who's looking forward to those Dollar Dog Wednesdays. Fernando Abad, a former Astro, comes in to work the bottom of the 7th inning. Scott Kazmir leaving. Abad, with 69 appearances, setting a career high last year. Pitched often against the Astros, had a couple of saves and a 1.17 ERA. Lefties 3 for 8 against him.
One of those nights with the 8-1 lead for the A's presently where Scott Kazmir had really no reason to go any further, and he pitched very well.
8 strikeouts in 6 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, walking 3, 91 pitches. 56 for strikes. Abad gets ready to face Valbuena, VR, and Conger here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody stirring in the Astros bullpen. Asher Wojciechowski's worked 2 scoreless innings so far, so there's that possibility that he could just finish out this game. Save the entire bullpen tonight.
I would think that would be the plan.
Valbuena doubled to left in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2. Abad delivers, and there's ball 1. Abad's 29 years old, from La Romana in the Dominican Republic. Last year he walked 15 in 57 innings and struck out 51. A good season for Fernando. He does throw off-speed stuff well. It's 1-1. The Astros signed him originally in 2002 as a free agent. All the way, it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. The attendance is 19,279. Jonathan Villar's on deck. Valbuena is strikeout victim number 9 of the night.
Pulling the string right now, or right there, 78 miles an hour.
Come on, Johnny. Come on, John.
This is one of the change-ups, or kind of tough to tell. I would call that likely a change over slider.
Does have the excellent change. Listed at 76 miles per hour.
Come on, now.
Jonathan Villar has grounded out and struck out looking. And Conger will be behind him. That's ball one. Oakland has outscored its opponents, including the 8-1 score tonight, 51-27. And yet a win tonight would make Oakland 4-4. This early in the season, numbers are really skewed in a wild fashion. Fouled away, and it's 1-2 to VR. The A's had a club record 5 shutouts in the month of April, all the way back in 1971. They've won 3 by shutout already. Fouled away, and it's still 1-2 to VR. Last year, the A's averaged 5.7 runs against Houston. And they scored 8 runs or more in 6 of the 19 games between the two. They won the season series 11 games to 8. Two balls, 2 strikes. Now 3-2.
Okay, let's go.
King Felix came out after 5 innings. And the Mariners hoping that's nothing serious, of course. An injury like that to a key player could really swing things in the AL West. That's a walk to VR.
Here comes the steal pitch by pitch. We do it with Hank Conger at the plate. Back in the 5th inning, Conger saw a pretty well spotted first pitch. He took it, and then the changeup thrown in the dirt, so they counted 1-1 at that point. Kazmir all night long changing speeds and spotting pitches right there at the bottom of the knees to even the count, and then, well, just kind of browsing in the paint department. That's what Hank Conger was doing in that at bat.
Now, Vogt goes out to the mound after ball 1 to Conger. Derek Norris was the catcher, and a very good one for Oakland, but he was traded to San Diego over the winter. So it's Vogt and Josh Fegley sharing the duties. Pop up. Zobrist. 2 down. Julia Morales.
Thanks, Brownie. As Jake comes up here, we've seen him get off to a great start this season. But if you look back to when he got here as an Astro via the trade, came in with a poor batting average. Well, his problem was he was too steep to the ball, he said. Bat going in and out of the zone too quickly, causing a lot of ground outs. We saw it early there, but towards the end of the year, he was really working on it in batting practice. He would try and hit the top of the cage with his bat. That's exaggerating, but it was helping him balance it out to get a swing up, helping him keep the bat in the zone longer. And we've seen him get some balls up, guys.
That's interesting. That's strike 1.
It's a problem not many hitters deal with, because you'll find a lot of the guys that come up with that uppercut swing, and then you try to adjust back to a little closer to level. So kind of a unique effort there put in for Jake Marisnick.
1-1 with Dan Otero warming up in the Oakland bullpen.
By the way, watching Ben Zobrist on a couple of pop flies tonight, it hasn't really looked routine.
No, he staggered a little bit a moment ago on that one by Conger. Laurie to second, and Zobrist accepts the throw for out number 3. No runs, no hits, and a man left. We move to the 8th, 8-1 Oakland.
Very early in his major league career. In the first start, not going exactly the way he wanted, but he learned some things from that. He told me today that lost his mechanics throughout that first start, dropping the arm slot a little bit too much. He said, that's my competitive nature. I just wanted to find a way, but dropping my arm slot's not going to get it done. He has a history of doing that, he said. Nerves having a lot to do with it, so something he'll be working on. He was actually looking forward to getting back to a normal routine. You know, he had 8 days where he just had to sit and think about that first start. We'll see what the plan is for Asher moving forward.
8-1 ball game. Mike Davis taking, and there's strike 1 from Asher as he begins his 3rd inning. Davis has an RBI single and a walk tonight. Asher has 98 professional baseball games before this one tonight. 90 were as a starter. Not a whole lot of experience in relief. No balls, 2 strikes, but it's gone well for him. And nobody else has been warming up. One and 2. Last year could have been the year that he made his major league debut instead of last Thursday, but in spring training he had a strained right lat injury, and then later in May he had a forearm flexor strain. 2 and 2. He did not have his good fastball when he came back from those injuries. He wound up pitching 76 innings for AAA Oklahoma City. After the season, he went to winter ball, and then his fastball started to come back. But that's when the changeup became even more effective because he had more speed on the fastball. A little roller to the right side. Altuve shoveling to Carter. 1 out.
Pretty good sinking action on that 93-mile-an-hour heater, and he has used the changeup quite a bit here this evening. Watch this sinking action on this fastball, and again, this is at 93, but that'll get you some ground balls. That'll leave Dallas Keuchel applauding.
Stephen Vogt is 0 for 3. He's hit into 2 double plays tonight. The ball on the ground all 3 times. That's strike 1 to Vogt. One ball, 1 strike to Steven. He had 269 at bats last year. This one by Azalea, California. That's flared over shortstop, over third really with the shift on. Valbuena can't flag it down. It goes out to Robbie Grossman in left, and Vogt takes his hitting streak to 6 games.
And now the subject of our AT&T rewind. We're going to rewind it all the way back to Brett Lawrie in the second inning, leading off. First pitch he saw, it didn't hang around long. It got out of here, and then Semien, the young shortstop, able to launch one in the 5th inning. Butler added his way up on the railroad tracks. That also came in the 5th inning as the A's put things closer toward being on ice. They have swung the long ball bats here this evening.
Now Laurie's up for the 4th time. That homer is hit in 3 at bats. And strike 1 to him. He's a native of Canada. Blue Jays love those Canadian-born players they get occasionally.
They thought they had something really special here, and he had an incredible break-in with Toronto, but then some problems came along and players moved.
Marisnik backs on it. Makes the catch in center. 2 down. Laurie's just 25 years old.
You know, he was a second baseman in the minor leagues. So I would think any club that employs him would have some options as to where he plays in the infield.
2 down, and it's Josh Reddick, 0 for 3. Reddick, one of the guys who's been around this club for a while. He joined the A's in 2012. Had a big 32 home run year that year and won a Gold Glove.
He's a brilliant at times right fielder who has been known to climb up on chain link fences and rob home runs.
Where does the George Springer catch rank for you?
You know, because of importance, it's way up there. And even beyond that, that was a dead sprint to that position, back to home plate, to be able to leap and make that time the way Springer did, up and over the wall. One of the really good ones, although, again, when it comes to Springer last year, we saw so many, just play after play that you had to marvel at. But this one could be the leader.
Certainly the leader in the clubhouse. Line shot. Valbuena catches it and then falls, but hangs on for the out. No runs a hit and a man left. 8-1 Oakland.
That would be Scott Kazmir, local product. Scott Kazmir worked 6 quality innings this evening. A great changeup, spotting fastballs perfectly all night long. Tell you what, the paint producers could have certainly taken advantage of what Scott Kazmir provided tonight. The Astros hitters had a very tough time in trying to take advantage of any of that stuff.
Well, they have brought out the colors tonight. Colorful display in that section of the stands. It's 8-1, and it's Dan Otero in the game. Fernando Abad went one hitless inning, had a walk and a strikeout. Otero in 2 games has an ERA of 6 1/4. 2-0 last year against the Astros with a 1.86 ERA in 11 games.
Picked up 10 double plays behind him last year. That'll help anytime.
Well, he has the big 7-run lead now, facing the top of the order. Jose Altuve led off the 4th inning with a homer. He led off the 6th inning with an infield hit. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Ball 1 to Altuve.
1-2. 1-2. Come on, 2, get on base.
Otero pitched 2 days ago against Seattle. Ground ball 3rd. Laurie throwing on the run, and Ike Davis was pulled off the base. Safe is the call, and Davis wants an umpire review. He's already signaled to Bob Melvin immediately when that call was made by Todd Tichenor that he wanted this play reviewed. It's ruled a single for Altuve.
Well, that would be a little beneficial, but with Laurie choosing again to throw on the run, that can create problems, and it did here. Altuve, his speed coming out of the box and going down the line really does create the feel for the need of getting rid of the ball extremely quickly. I don't know last year if anybody more consistently got down the line well.
Brett Laurie hopes that is reversed. Although it's not an error on him, Altuve will go to the dugout while the umpires convene. That's Tim Welke, the crew chief. Bang bang call at first base. Chris Guccione came into our Root Sports studio over the winter and was asked about several different umpiring scenarios. One of them involved making a call on a play of that nature.
I see where the fielder is, and I keep taking glances at the runner coming up the line. I'm like, okay, he's gaining ground, gaining ground. When he fields it, and when the ball comes out of his hands, my focus now goes to the bag. When I see that this ball is in flight, it's going to be a true throw, meaning it's a good throw to the first baseman. My eyes go to the bag. Now I'm watching the bag, I'm watching the runner come in, his foot, and peripherally, I can see the ball all coming together at once.
Well, did you do that right there, trying to analyze that play?
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of movement.
There is.
First baseman is on the move. He's trying to keep his foot on the base. Body crosses over into foul territory. Did he keep it on? What do you think?
Is there anything definitive to say that the foot was on the bag? As you say, with a lot of movement comes, I think, a lot of confusion, and I don't know that this is going to be reversible. I have a feeling that Ike Davis may be right, that his foot was on the bag upon catching the ball, and that could cost Jose Altuve and the Astros.
Well, Altuve's coming back out to first base, so they have not overturned this call.
I think it falls in that category of kind of too much going on to reverse things.
Not enough conclusive evidence. So Altuve has 3 straight hits in this game now. And he's starting to get things going. Robbie Grossman is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Springer on deck. And strike 1.
Kind of a kinder, gentler game now, where first basemen don't turn and start arguing in the face of the umpire, and managers coming out and dirt getting kicked and all kinds of stuff. I like it. I wish they would speed up the process a bit with the replays.
Well, I agree with you, but not as many arguments, nowhere near the arguments that there used to be, as you noticed on that play. Instead of Ike Davis turning right back to the first base umpire and questioning him, he just called out his manager, Bob Melvin, immediately. No byplay between player and umpire.
The thing is, Melvin didn't just make the review because the first baseman said so. He relied upon somebody taking a look at it at video, but that does get confusing on that type of play.
It's an 8-1 ball game. And so I think for Bob Melvin, that was more about standing up for his player.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Than something that's really going to affect the outcome of this game, perhaps. You never know, but.
No, you're also standing up for your pitcher, who can always use a break.
3-2 now.
But I could see where somebody back in the clubhouse might say, in watching his first baseman, yeah, I think he kept his foot on the bag. Let's go ahead and take a shot here.
Sure.
4-4 double.
Little dribbler out to Otero. He throws to Davis. 1 out. Altuve to second base. And George Springer will bat. Otero's 30 years old, from Miami. He went to Duke University and the University of South Florida. So he must have been awfully pleased with what Coach K and the Duke Blue Devils brought home in the NCAA basketball championship. George Springer with 2 strikeouts and a walk in the first 3 times up gets this 8th inning opportunity with a man on. The Astros coming into this game were hitting 152 with runners in scoring position. That's ball 1. First 9 Astros were retired in order tonight by Scott Kazmir. Chris Carter's on deck. Springer goes up the middle. Zobrist throws him out. 2 down. Altuve to third.
And now a look at tomorrow night's pitching matchup, brought to you by Chevron. Care for your car. I guess we have question marks in the air for tomorrow night. We've got Graveman going for the Oakland A's. No question mark there, but TBA to be announced for the Houston Astros, as Asher Wojciechowski was slated to pitch tomorrow night's game. I don't see that being a possibility right now. Might Brad Peacock be on his way back up?
There's ball 1 to Carter. Chris 0 for 2 with a walk. Peacock has made 1 injury rehab start for AAA Fresno. Is due to pitch, we understand, tomorrow night. That's according to Twitter and Brian McTaggart. It's 1-1. Peacock looked good in spring training when we saw him throw one day.
You and I saw him on a backfield, and I was thoroughly impressed. And physically, he's a different guy. He had shed a bunch of weight and looked like he's ready to go. Then he got in the game and wasn't nearly as sharp. So wait and see how it goes in game time action.
1-2. Two and 2. It would be one possibility that Asher Wojciechowski could be optioned to AAA after this game, right? To make room on the roster for another pitcher who could be called up.
That's the sort of move that's been made many times in the bigs.
Tap to second base. Zobrist on to first. And we move to the 9th inning with a score 8-1 Oakland.
quote of the day. We're looking back to yesterday in that 10th inning. George Springer making this crazy catch to rob Leonys Martin of a potential walk-off grand slam. Tony Sipp on the mound. Very excited. His quote is, yeah, if you looked at the way I walked off, I was getting ready to try to put up the best face for TV for a walk-off, whatever that is. And if you watch Sipp, you can see what he means by this. He said today he still cannot believe this, that Springer caught it. He's already, at that point, he was already thinking it was a home run. Said he was already thinking about tomorrow. And guys, dinner's not going to do it. Sipp's going to have to think of something really good to repay Springer.
It'll be ongoing throughout the season, I think. Marcus Semien fouls it back. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. What do you think the appropriate payback would be for that catch?
Well, I don't know. I thought Julia could maybe help out and have an offer of dinner with Kevin Costner.
Oh, Kevin thrown into the mix.
Only Julia can make that kind of offer around here.
That's true.
How about you put Costner and McConaughey at the dinner table
in
with
a Lincoln?
George Springer and Tony Sipp pays. It's a shot on the ground, Altuve. You can do this, Julia.
You're right. I have that kind of pull now.
Confidant of the stars, Julia Morales.
I wonder if Julia's going to get a home on Mulholland Drive soon.
Sam Fuld is 1 for 4.
Here comes the roof, Brownie.
Okay, what's the story here?
I don't know.
We have not seen this kind of thing happening in a long time. So there must be rain moving into the area, we're guessing. Must be pretty imminent, Ash.
Would seem so, but we're going to have a different perspective for Astros hitters in the 9th inning.
2 balls, no strikes. Well, the Astros do like to have the stadium open as much as possible while it's comfortable early in the season before it gets really hot, and then it's just not going to work.
I wonder if this is an effort to close out all the satellite dishes in their viewing of Julia and what her plans for the evening might be. Apparently not.
Strike makes it 3-1 for Asher Wojciechowski in his 4th inning in relief of Scott Feldman, who went 5.
Could this be you close it, they will come?
Well, the only thing that would really come to mind for this closing right now is the rain. 3-2.
You just have to get practical on me, don't you?
Yeah. I know you think there's space aliens looking in and they have to be shut out of this.
Okay, I'll play along and act like I really don't believe that.
Obviously, you're not a tabloid reader.
I'll put them away.
There's a 1-out walk to Sam Fuld. Hey, Brett Dolan is doing some broadcasting tonight, Ash, for
saw that.
The Oakland A's radio broadcast with Vince Cotroneo. Those guys are 2 former Astros radio broadcasters working together for Oakland.
Yeah, good to see for Brett.
Yeah. Brett.
2015 Astros season tickets are on sale right now. Enjoy some of the best seats at Minute Maid Park. Save money and receive great benefits throughout the season. Visit Astros.com/tickets. Or those are season tickets, by the way. Or call 1-877-9-ASTROS right now to reserve your seats.
Mark Hanna looks at ball 1 upstairs. So Vince Cotroneo and Brett Dolan have had a happy story to tell tonight. 8 runs on 12 hits for Oakland. 1 run on 4 hits, 2 errors for Houston. Big cut there, and it's 1-1 to Mark Hanna. According to the weatherman, rain is moving in. This from Carl Warwick.
So Carl still got that weather gig, huh?
Thank you, Carl.
from outfielder to weatherman in I don't know how many easy steps.
Carl probably played through more than a few downpours when he was an outfielder with the Colt 45s.
Mosquitoes were his downfall, if he had one. Don't think he did, actually.
Back in those days, players might have been carried off by mosquitoes, as big as they were at Colt Stadium. Canna struck out. Number 3 for Asher. He needs some cake.
Little slide piece, but it's well right there toward the outside corner as he gets the strikeout. I did a little news gig some years ago and had a guy that came on. He was a cameraman and took on a weather anchor spot at one point through need, and he just tweeted, "There is no rain even close to Minute Maid Park." So I don't know which weatherman we trust right now. Ed Buckner, thanks for the word.
Was this back in your Channel 39 days?
Yes.
Zobrist has 3 hits, one of them an RBI double.
Very embarrassing days, but
1-1. Well, back before we became so sophisticated with the radar, ball clubs were known to pull some shenanigans with weather forecasts. Two balls and a strike.
I claim no sophistication.
No?
Ronnie. No.
You were never involved in any of this chicanery when you were with the Indians?
Not in a sophisticated way.
Line shot goes foul. Rattles around in the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Speaking of Carl Warwick, who played for the Colt 45s back in the 60s. Wonder who's going to show up on Saturday night, Ash, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Astrodome. We know some former players will be here. That'll be a great time.
I think most of us that played there really enjoyed our time.
Struck him out looking. That's a nice 4 innings for Asher Wojciechowski. He gave up 2 hits, no runs in those 4. Walking 1, striking out 4. 8-1 Oakland. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. It's 8-1 Oakland. Pitcher number 4 is warming up for Bob Melvin. The roof is almost completely closed now. And he is Jesse Chavez, 31-year-old veteran from Victorville, California. Chavez comes in after Dan Otero worked the 8th inning. In 1 inning, he allowed 1 hit, no runs, with no walks and strikeouts. Chavez in 2 games, 2 innings, has an ERA of 0 so far this season.
Jesse Chavez earned his way into the starting rotation for the A's last year, acquitted himself quite well, and somehow found himself back in the bullpen this year.
made 21 starts and 11 more relief appearances last year, going 8-8 with a 3.45. He really did.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought overall Jesse Chavez, who had been kind of one of those journeymen, did a real nice job with this A's staff. There's something about pitching for the Oakland A's. They can come up with names that you've never heard or guys that you've heard that have moved all around, and they tend to do very well.
Strike one to Evan Gattis, who's 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 23 to open the season. Bangs a line drive, and now he breaks it. First hit as an Astro, Evan Gattis. The ball he hit in the second inning was hit harder. It was a line drive caught by the left fielder. And now he's on.
Well, stands down at first base like the professional that he is. Got a breaking ball that stayed up through the heart of the plate. And there it is. Get that monkey off my back and let me go play some baseball.
And now he may go 8 for 10. Luis Valbuena looks at ball one. He's 1 for 3.
You can't look at base hits too much, can you, if they're for your guys?
Well, it's a good positive reinforcement for the work he's been doing. Find a hole for that one.
I hope Evan gets a chance to look at that quite a bit. Find out that those holes actually do exist.
Yeah. He was probably wondering after that first at bat tonight. 2-0 to Valbuena, who doubled in the 5th.
Rocket right at the left fielder.
Flared, and the third baseman Laurie backpedals and now reaches out and snags it, falls down, fires into second base. He's a high energy guy.
That's exactly the comment I had made earlier in the game. We've seen him make a couple of throws that I would deem as not being exactly necessary, although the one on Altuve maybe so. But this throw, much too much going on quickly, and that's where mistakes come from. And everybody has their struggles on a tough pop-up once in a while. But you can see he's a gifted athlete and very high energy.
Spent a lot of time on his knees tonight, actually. Jonathan Villar with ball one. Making strike one to Jonathan. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, Laurie has made the plays. He got down on his knees on that double play ball in the 4th inning, hit by Carter. Inside of the knees, 1-1. Braves lead the Marlins 3-1. They're in the bottom of the 7th in Atlanta. Braves have looked good in the early going. They would be 6-1 if they get a win tonight. One and 2 to VR. Reds and Cubs are tied 6-6. They're in the bottom of the 10th. The Reds have been winning via walk-offs early in the season. But the Cubs got a 9th inning homer from Dexter Fowler yesterday to win at Colorado. Holloway still 1 and 2. Angels 5, Rangers 3, top of the 9th in Texas. Angels will be here Friday through Sunday. Our first look at Albert Pujols and company this season in person.
You didn't even mention the reigning American League MVP.
Mike Trout.
I think that's his name.
Struck him out, 1 out. Trout is 2 for 4 tonight. That's out number 2, rather. Trout's hitting .417. You're right. He should have been mentioned first.
Well, I didn't say that. But
David Freese is in his 3rd homer of the year tonight. Colin Cowgill has belted 1 as well. Matt Shoemaker was the starter. He went 6 1/3, gave up 3 runs. This is Monday night. He should be pitching here this weekend. Hank Conger is 0 for 3. How's it back for strike one?
Hank Conger doesn't get cheated a lot, especially from this left side.
Great swing yesterday in Texas for the game winner in the 14th.
And timely. I always hear people say, don't try to do too much. I like to see guys that have talent try to do what they're capable of in winning a ball game, and I thought Conger did that extremely well.
1 ball and 1 strike. Diamondbacks lead the Padres in San Diego 4-1 in the top of the 3rd against Andrew Cashner. Two and 1. That'll be fun for you and Jeff Blum and Julia to be in San Diego at the end of this month. See all the excitement, see all the changes they've created with that Padre club. Dozens of moves by A.J. Preller over the winter.
Some of us might be inclined to bring golf clubs on that trip. I imagine Blummer might bring a surfboard.
2 balls, 2 strikes. By the way, he just phoned in his report from the Masters.
Did he?
Yeah. First time we've heard from him.
You got that report?
And, yeah, he phoned in a report that Jordan Spieth won the Masters.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. It's good news.
Hey.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Marisnick is on deck.
Have you ever seen anybody putt better than Jordan Spieth?
Nope.
Man.
That's a strikeout to end it. And Oakland captures the opener of this series 8-1, out hitting Houston 12-5. Time of game 2 hours 51 minutes. Scott Kazmir goes to 2-0. He's given up 1 run in 13 innings. And he has struck out 18. 8-1 the final. The A's win it tonight.